2 games in, and so far so very good for the Wisconsin Badgers. Yes, they have played opponents that the Badgers are far superior than, but 110-0 isn't too bad, including 61-0 in Saturday's home opener against Central Michigan. The Badgers again dominating pretty much from the start. They scored on their first possession in the South Florida game. They scored on their first possession on Saturday against the Chippewas. In fact, 2 touchdowns and a safety in the first 15 minutes in home game number 1. We'll recap the opener in front of the home crowd at Camp Randall Stadium. We'll hear from some of the Badger players as well. We'll also get a little more up close with a couple of guys from Amherst, Wisconsin, up the road a couple of hours from Madison, speaking specifically of center Tyler Biadasz and running back Garrett Groshek. And we'll have our weekly conversation with head coach Paul Chryst, all coming up on today's installment of the Badger Sports Report.
Inverted wishbone now, John Chanel, Mason Stockey, and at the back end is Jonathan Taylor. Taylor takes the handoff, little jump cut left, shoots it through, touchdown Wisconsin. Jonathan Taylor making it look easy as the Badgers score again on their first possession of the day. Inverted wishbone. Cone hands it to Taylor off the left side, easy money again. Touchdown Wisconsin. Off the left edge, Jonathan Taylor in for the second time. Make it 15-0, Wisconsin in the first quarter. 2 receivers left, 1 on the right. Kobe Lewis, the running back. Normandy will give it to Lewis. Now the end around, bending to the right and being nailed at the 41-yard line. Noah Burks getting his first start with a rude greeting for Khalil Pimpleton. 3rd down and 10, Central Michigan at the Wisconsin 41-yard line. Dormady wants to throw over the middle. It's intercepted by Sanborn at the 35-40, 45-50, down the sideline to the 40, to the 35 and out of bounds in Central Michigan territory. Jack Sanborn, sophomore out of Deer Park, Illinois, gets the interception.
We don't want to come out fast, come out landing the first punch. Offense, defense, and special teams. We want to jump out on everybody. We want to show them who we are, show them who the 2019 Badgers are, and we truly live by that. We worked by that all summer, all winter, all spring, and it's just coming together. Now people can just see it now.
2nd and 11 from the 17 of the Chippewas. Cone to throw, flips it to the right out of the backfield. Taylor the catch, to the 10, to the 5, to the end zone, and touchdown Wisconsin. Moore remains in at quarterback for the Chippewas, and he wants to throw it first down. Ball's batted in the air, incomplete. That was Colin Wilder out of the secondary providing the pressure, and he gets it knocked down. 2nd and 1 for the 36 of Central Michigan. Cone to throw, deep ball left side. Quintez Cephas got it. Touchdown Wisconsin. 36 yards, Jack Cone to Quintez Cephas. 46 of Wisconsin. Cone winds up. He'll throw it deep, right side. Cephas got it. 5. Touchdown, Wisconsin. Jack Cone drops another dime, and Cephas takes it in. 43-0, Wisconsin.
Yeah, that's something we worked in fall camp and spring practice, just trying to stretch the field. And, we had success in practice, and obviously last week we missed 2 deep shots, and then we hit on 2 deep shots this week, so it was a good bounce back.
1st and goal, Chanel and now Mason Stockey in the backfield. Inverted wishbone, handoff Jonathan Taylor. He is in one more time. Touchdown, Wisconsin. Yet another touchdown for Jonathan Taylor, and in back-to-back weeks, he has scored 4 touchdowns.
One of the biggest things, I feel like it's just, the receivers. Those guys, they've been playing their tails off the past 2 weeks. Moving guys in the run game, running guys off in the passing game, making plays. So it's just making the defense play the whole entire field and making them play honest.
Now they'll go inverted wishbone with John Chanel and Stockey. Groshek, the tailback. Groshek gets the handoff into the end zone. Touchdown, Wisconsin. Garrett Groshek from a couple of yards away, and the Badgers hit 60 with 8:11 remaining. Left side end zone. Touchdown, Wisconsin. It's popped loose and it's picked off by Wisconsin all alone. Here's Taylor. He's gone. Touchdown, Wisconsin. Ferguson catches at the 40, 35-yard line. Makes a man miss. A big, big win for the Wisconsin Badgers.
The Badger Sports Report with Paul Chryst is presented by Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle. Hy-Vee proudly supports the Wisconsin Badgers. And UW Health Sports Medicine, the healthcare team for the Badgers. Learn more at uwsportsmedicine.org.
Flu season. It'll get here before you know it. Good thing it's never too soon to get your flu shot at Hy-Vee. Save yourself some worry and get your flu shot today. Plus, use your Hy-Vee Fuel Saver Plus Perks card and you can save 20 cents a gallon on gas. There's no appointment necessary, so why wait for the flu to get you? Visit your Hy-Vee pharmacy and get your flu shot plus your 20-cent Hy-Vee Fuel Saver discount today. Some restrictions apply.
Fall in Wisconsin, a time for stopping by. And settling in. For seeing it all and sampling a few. Whether you want to spend fall inside, outside, or both, there's something for everyone in Wisconsin.
They are the ones who found a way to isolate a single prostate cancer cell hidden amongst a billion healthy blood cells. The ones pioneering advanced genomic testing in order to create personalized treatment protocols. They are the ones you want to talk to when the diagnosis is prostate cancer. They are the physicians and healthcare professionals at UW Health and the Carbone Cancer Center. UW Health. Remarkable.
The Learfield IMG College Directors Cup, the highly recognized mark of distinction in college athletics across all divisions, both men's and women's sports. Follow your favorite team's pursuit for excellence in this prestigious annual award through thedirectorscup.com, USA Today, or L Directors Cup on Twitter. Learfield IMG College Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics since 1993.
Always happy to see the guys make plays out on the perimeter. You know, love seeing Q, love seeing Danny, KP, AJ, love seeing those guys making plays. Those are big chunk yardage plays too. So you know that gets the sideline going, it gets everyone going. So when we get a momentum shifting like that, good things can happen.
We knew we had it in us, but you know to see it happen is phenomenal. What's like fifth in Wisconsin history? That's we got to just keep it going. You know, keep the foot on the pedal.
My teammates talked to me a bunch while I was away, and they were very, very excited about Jack's progression, and I was excited to see what our offense would look like, and I think guys are really working hard to continue to get better.
You know, I just work hard and try to do all I can to help this team win, and obviously the offense has really been helping me out a lot. I've been getting great protection from the line in the backs, and then the receivers and tight ends and running backs are making some spectacular plays. So it's a team success.
It shows how hard we work as a unit. You know, there's no slack off when anybody goes down. You know, unfortunately, that's just the game of football. But there's no slack off. So I think it just shows how hard we work, how much work we've put in over the months from the last season up to now. And I'm definitely proud of everybody. It made me happy.
We're gritty. We're a team that is going to work hard to the last second, and we're never going to give up, whether we're up 49-0, up 61-0. We're always going to keep grinding.
I feel like we're playing well as a team, playing well as a defensive unit for sure, and hopefully we can keep this competitive play up.
Quintez is Quintez. He's just a phenomenal athlete, and watching him play ball is really special. And then just having him back this year, I mean, just watching him at practice those first couple of days back, I knew he didn't skip a beat. So it's just Quintez being Quintez. So it was awesome to watch.
I felt really good. I mean, Q made some amazing plays, and just for him to get his first touchdowns back was amazing. So I was so happy for him. It's just amazing, like, how unrusty he is, if that makes sense. Like, you would think a person that's sat out that long wouldn't be as good right away coming back, but I feel like he hasn't missed a beat.
You know, when you see Quintez's big smile, you can't help but to get happy, you know, knowing everything that he's been through over the past few years. But also just on the field, man. A spark, you saw it today. Another big-time threat on the offense. You know, that'll do nothing but help us be better as a team.
I was very happy with the success that we had as a team today. I've worked hard to get back here.
This is where great things happen, where technology and discovery beautifully intertwine with compassion and care, where patients with the most serious of conditions come for the most successful of treatments. This is where you'll find some of the brightest minds in medicine, changing people's lives for the better. This is UW Health. And yes, this is where great things happen. UW Health. Remarkable.
Fall in Wisconsin, a time for stopping by. And settling in. For seeing it all. And sampling a few. Whether you want to spend fall inside, outside, or both, there's something for everyone in Wisconsin.
Two receivers left, one on the right. Mertz in the gun. He has Watson to his right. Snap to Mertz. Back to throw. Looking. Scans the defense. Fires over the middle. Caught by Aaron Cruikshank across the 40-yard line. And up to the 41 or 42. A 3rd and 13 conversion for Graham Mertz.
Yeah, it's a game changer. It's because you've been building up to that moment your whole life, and then you get out there and just look up and see 80,000 amazing fans out there. So it was pretty sweet. Oh, just experience. I think that throughout the whole thing, it's just as much experience you can get, the better. So I think that was great for my development, and just going forward, having that in my back pocket was pretty sweet.
Back-to-back shutouts for the Badgers for the first time since 2013, and a wide variety of Badgers getting involved offensively, including 11 different receivers in the course of the game. But I'd be remiss, I guess, Paul, if we didn't start with the defense. It is hard in today's world of college football to register a shutout. To get back-to-back, it seemed like the missed tackles were kept to a minimum again. Those are the kind of things that you guys, your defensive guys, are going to look at too. It's not just who you're playing, it's how your guys are
I
playing.
think that's the biggest thing. You know, certainly each week the opponent's going to change, but how do you play and how do you handle the different situations? I thought it was great the first play of the game. You know, Chris Orr, they run a naked, and Chris read it and saw it and put pressure on it. It's hard to get a sack off of those, and he put pressure on him. And then I don't know if it was the first third down, but early Zach Bond, and we ended up getting 3 drop back passes all game, and I think part of it was because of the pressure he was putting on. But it's not easy, and for them to do that back to back, you appreciate that. And like you said, I thought it was pretty clean play. You know, Madison came up, he had an opportunity for a pick, and we didn't get that, but a couple takeaways. And certainly we know we're going to be tested, you know, differently and probably more so, obviously more so throughout the season. But, you know, the goal of each game is to be the best team in the stadium that day, and today we were, and the week before we were.
You mentioned Vaughn a moment ago. He kind of chuckled when I asked him about being a leader. He said, well, it's not like I played a ton, but he's been around a while. And the fact is, he seems like he's embraced that role. You know Chris Orr will embrace the role, but the guy like Zach, it seems like that's something that as he continues to grow in the program, he knows the younger guys are looking up to him now.
I think he does, and that's it's been fun to see. You mentioned it, but the growth of him and in him, and certainly that position, and you know it and fans know it well. I mean, that's a position that has to produce, and I've loved the way that he approached the winter, the spring ball, summer, and the way he started this season. And so it's, you know, for us to be our best defense, he's got to be a guy that does and can play at a different level, and it's in him. And I think he's welcoming that part of it.
As the first 2 games of the season, it makes sense. Obviously, any defense is going to zero in on Jonathan Taylor as much as possible. But to see 11 different guys, including Jonathan with 3 catches, but to see 10 others get involved in the passing game, being on the receiving end. I know it's early, but it seems like Jack is getting a pretty good idea that he's got a lot of help around him, and he's distributing the ball pretty well here.
Yes, and I think that's a big part, and he has to understand that and know that. And, you know, I was disappointed in JT at his first screen. He didn't score, so it's not like he's batting 100. But
that's right. Get him out.
Yeah, it's exactly like JT, you got one more shot at it. But, you know, he does. Jack does need to know that. He doesn't have to do it alone, and there are guys that can make plays, and you know, I think that showed today, and certainly, for us to be the best offense we can be, we've got to be more balanced than we were last year, and we got to be able to threaten attack the whole field. And I thought, today we did a little bit better job than maybe the week before, and certainly, defenses will change and will be tested differently. But I do like what they did today, and I think there's stuff to build on and to grow from.
He did drop a couple dimes there on those long throws to Quintez Cephas. I mean, he's, to his credit, he's kind of jumped right back in pretty quickly, Q has, right? I mean, you haven't hesitated to get him involved. That's not easy. But as November is 17, right? But you wouldn't know it seeing him out there.
No, it's a lot of what he's done is impressive, and how he goes about each day, and with the energy that he brings, and it was impressive. And I think there's guys on our team that don't really remember what Q can bring. And in fact, JT, he came off the sideline and his eyes were a little bit like, that's different. And it was fun to watch today. And yet he'll do everything and anything possible for this team, and that's what you appreciate a ton about him.
The thing, and Mark Tauscher, we were talking about it in the post game. You mentioned it after the first game, that it's not like you have to make up a bunch of things to say, hey, here's where we can get better. And even when it's 61-0, when you get like 34 more first downs than the opponent, you're not going to have to make stuff up again, are you? I mean, there's some real stuff there that they can work on.
There is, I mean, and I thought Jack did a lot of really good, but there was a third and medium that, I think we missed, and then we took another sack on, an obvious where they're bringing more than we can block, and there's going to be areas there, and in the run game there's some cleanup, and certainly defensively. Special teams, we had an ugly play. There was 3 penalties on one play, and we can be a lot better, or need to be a lot better, but it's lessons that can be learned, and I do like and appreciate this group. They want to work at it and go from it, and I think you'd lose them if you try to make stuff up, and they helped us out. We don't have to make it up. It's really right there, and it's on film.
I lost track when the referee was running down the penalties on those special teams. I forgot it right away. I've never seen anything like that
Yeah,
before.
And anytime you give them 3 options and see which one's the best, that's not real good. So we got to clean that up, and can, but it's there's a lot of good to build on, and we need to build on that, and the bye comes at a great time. And
the cliche.
Yeah.
But really, given the number of guys who've been banged up,
yeah,
it does matter, as all kidding aside.
Yeah, it does come at a good time, and especially when you've played 2 games and you're just starting to get into a rhythm. Why would you want to
take a day off?
Yeah.
Take a week off.
But we do got to make the most of it, and we got a good schedule ahead for them, and then open up in conference play.
That was one of the cliches. Of course, it's a great time for a bye week. It's just the
is.
way it is. It always is. And they get 2 of those this week, so we get to ask that again later in the season. Coach returns in a few minutes with the question of the week. Stick around. The Badger Sports Report continues.
There is a boy who likes tractors and trains. A boy whose heart was far too strained. He was sick, you see, with a heart that broke. His heart needed fixing. His family needed hope. Enter our doctors with their newfangled tests. Enter our teams whose care is the best. Healthy and happy, the little boy's back, playing with tractors and trains on his track. UW Health and the American Family Children's Hospital. Remarkable.
Flu season. It'll get here before you know it. Good thing it's never too soon to get your flu shot at Hy-Vee. Save yourself some worry and get your flu shot today. Plus, use your Hy-Vee Fuel Saver Plus Perks card and you can save 20 cents a gallon on gas. There's no appointment necessary, so why wait for the flu to get you? Visit your Hy-Vee pharmacy and get your flu shot plus your 20-cent Hy-Vee Fuel Saver discount today. Some restrictions apply.
You'd be hard-pressed to find 2 teammates closer than Garrett Groshek and Tyler Biadic.
It's awesome because I'll be like on the line and he'll be talking to me and we'll have a conversation without even looking at each other, and it's like, that you just don't see that often. I don't think anybody has that relationship like I do with, Garrett.
2 years ago, his first game, ball got knocked back, and I'm sure nobody remembers it, but Tyler ended up catching it and just running around the outside, and it would have been a touchdown for us if they hadn't blown the whistle dead. So we'll see if we can work on something to get him in the end zone.
I'd rather have him score than me probably, but that's fine.
Garrett Groshek from 4 yards away.
Groshek actually remembers his buddy getting a chance to run the ball a long, long time ago.
I think it was our 5th grade year we got to play Pop Warner on the same team because we both played up on the Pee Wee team. And he was actually our running back at the time before he got a little too heavy and had to play O-line. It was a good time. No, I was around the ball a little bit, caught some passes. It was good. First year at Pop Warner, we weren't on the same team. They split us for a reason. Even though it was our first year, they didn't know, but just going against Garrett, he was definitely the hardest competitor even back then. And so was I. It was funny because we were both running back on different teams, and we're both like linebacker on different teams. It was pretty fun.
They shared a lot more fun when they played together in high school, leading Amherst to 2 state championships.
We definitely wanted to be like the leaders on our high school team after our first freshman year. And we wanted to have success, and that's what we did. And it was awesome just to be a teammate, of his.
Be able to talk to somebody about if there's anything going on at home, and somebody that kind of understands, where you've been, where you've ended up, and just having that as a big.
That's a brotherhood you share, and you're always going to have it, and that's pretty special to me.
Since joining the Badgers 3 years ago, it's been same old, same old. A bunch of wins and too many memories to count.
To us, it's like we've just been playing on the same team, been around each other our whole lives. It's just kind of normal for us.
You go out to practice and you see them, and it's just like, all you do is just smile and be like, yep, like the last 7 years, it's pretty cool.
Not bad for a couple of kids from up north. For the Badger Sports Report, I'm Eric Rilo.
Flu season. It'll get here before you know it. Good thing it's never too soon to get your flu shot at Hy-Vee. Save yourself some worry and get your flu shot today. Plus, use your Hy-Vee Fuel Saver Plus Perks card and you can save 20 cents a gallon on gas. There's no appointment necessary, so why wait for the flu to get you? Visit your Hy-Vee pharmacy and get your flu shot plus your 20-cent Hy-Vee Fuel Saver discount today. Some restrictions apply.
The Learfield IMG College Directors Cup, the highly recognized mark of distinction in college athletics across all divisions, both men's and women's sports. Follow your favorite team's pursuit for excellence in this prestigious annual award through thedirectorscup.com, USA Today, or L Directors Cup on Twitter. Learfield IMG College Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics since 1993.
The Badger Sports Report with Paul Chryst is presented by UW Health Sports Medicine, the healthcare team for the Badgers. Learn more at uwsportsmedicine.org.
Time for this week's question of the week. We have Bill down in Beloit noticing the honorary captain tradition continuing. For the home games this season, Brian Calhoun was Saturday's honorary captain. Well, he was awfully special. What do you remember most about him in his time, albeit brief, but in his time as a Wisconsin Badger?
Yeah, I was fortunate. That was my first year back, and Brian, that year, he was really good. And I think that year he had more carries than any other back, and yet did a great job in the passing game, and he was special. And I was lucky that Brian was with us and had a chance to work with him, but he loved playing and was a really good player. And the Michigan game, I thought he was big time. And then the last game we finished him, we beat Auburn in the bowl game. Mm-hmm. He was really good, but it was fun to see him, and you appreciate that, him coming back, and I think it meant something to him, and he's one of my favorites.
I think of that final drive, capped by John Stocco's quarterback draw, but all the heavy lifting that Brian Calhoun did in the course of that drive. Everybody knew he ran fast, but he ran tough too, didn't he?
He did, and I said he had the ability, and we gave him more carries than the other back, but he never took a clean hit. He had an ability, a unique sense of just kind of not giving someone a clean shot at it, and we needed that, because that in the Illinois game, he had a heck of a game, and one of my favorites, because he's one of the best I've been with.
Yeah, no doubt, and there've been a lot of good ones, as a matter of fact. Thanks for your question. The Badgers are idle coming up this Saturday, but the 5-game homestand continues a week from Saturday. The Michigan Wolverines, also 2-0, roll into Camp Randall Stadium, an 11 a.m. kickoff Central Time. So we'll talk to you in a couple of weeks, recapping Michigan and looking ahead as the homestand continues. Thanks for watching.
Fall in Wisconsin, a time for stopping by. And settling in. For seeing it all and sampling a few. Whether you want to spend fall inside, outside, or both, there's something for everyone in Wisconsin.
They are the ones who found a way to isolate a single prostate cancer cell hidden amongst a billion healthy blood cells. The ones pioneering advanced genomic testing in order to create personalized treatment protocols. They are the ones you want to talk to when the diagnosis is prostate cancer. They are the physicians and healthcare professionals at UW Health and the Carbone Cancer Center. UW Health. Remarkable.
Progress is an endless challenge. Here at the University of Wisconsin, we're a community of innovators in constant motion. We think on our feet, connect with each other, and hit our stride, pushing past limits. Progress is an endless challenge, but it is only those up to the challenge who change the game.